Good evening, YouTube world. Welcome to the Arm Wrestling Buzz episode 58. I am your host, Paul Italia. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'd like to welcome tonight the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew. We got Uncle John in the house. We got Matt Hollywood Conley. And we got the special guest of the night, Travis the Beast Bagent. We're just waiting to get his screen on. Travis, you there, brother? All right, he'll tune in a second. He's just working out some technical difficulties on his end, but we'll get him going. So, what's up, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight? How's the Arm Wrestling Buzz crew?
So powerful right now. It's disgusting, Paul. It's disgusting. I went to Arizona and it got colder just because I was there. The heat
Uh-oh.
was afraid. I was like, no, 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 no. It would barely broke 100. It
Wow.
was easy. It was an easy
So,
time. Good time at Arizona State, though. I had a great time. I had a blast. I got to work with Woody.
oh, nice. Don Underwood is back, man. Heard you two
Yeah.
on commentary. That was great hearing you two on there. Very, very good
Yeah, it
job.
was super fun. Super fun times.
Had an amazing event, man. Shout out to LeRae Jenkins. He put on that 220 round robin. That was
Beast
really,
mode.
really good. We're definitely going to get into that tonight. LeRae might actually join us at the end of the show. A couple topics we want to talk about. And then also shout out to Arm Sports Entertainment, Tim Talmadge, putting on an amazing tournament over there. I know he had all the Swedish ladies over there kicking some ass, putting on some show over there. So shout out to all of them. We're definitely going to get into talking about that event as well. And we
Yeah, we
also,
got to talk about Austin Tevis. We got to talk
oh,
about Austin.
that kid is no joke, man. Like, he definitely runs his mouth a lot, but he backs it up on the table. And I know in the tournament, I got to see him. I think he beat Luke Kent, which I know they've been going back and forth. There's been a lot of, talking shit
Yeah.
back and forth, and they finally got to meet up in the tournament. And Austin surprised everybody with that. I was in shock when I seen that. That's an official win right there,
It
man.
was decisive. It was decisive, I would say. It was the kind of win where, in my eyes, there was no doubt about it, right? I love Luke Kent, but Austin Tevis is rising. The kid is rising very quickly.
Yeah, that is nuts. I mean, he's hardly been in the sport that long, and to getting wins like that, yeah, man, he's definitely in that elite level, and he's definitely gonna be at the top of his weight class for sure. And that he's even getting down that low, that he's getting that 176. I mean, he's a pretty big dude. I think he's like 6 foot, right, Uncle John?
Who now?
Austin Tevis, he's like 6 foot.
I don't know if he's 6 foot. Definitely, like 5'11" ish, probably. Somebody in the chat might know.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely going to be doing some big things in that 176 class and the 198. Travis, have we got you on yet? It was Travis
Yeah,
in.
I mean, yeah, I'm fucking right here listening to this bullshit, and I don't know I mean, my toolbar won't come up where as soon as I hit the Wi-Fi to, when it asks you if you want dial up or how the fuck you want to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm getting so pissed off. I'm ready to leave this motherfucker and not even attempt it again.
Hey, guys in the chat. So Travis got an iPhone. You guys know how he gets on the video. I don't know how.
Yeah, and it's so easy, right? The toolbar pops up right at the bottom, and there's a fucking 100 options. But for some, and then my video's got a red line in it. But of course, where's it at now?
Yes, yes.
Where's
So that one. So go down to the bottom again, like touch near the bottom of the phone, and where that line is going through, where it says stop video. There's an arrow right next to that. You should be able to press up, and that'll put you on then. So touch near the bottom of your iPhone, right?
yeah? I mean, what do you think I'm doing right now, bro? I mean, I
You're
could have
picking your
touched
nose, trying to
I
figure
could
out
have touched
shit.
the bottom of this thing. Oh, hold up here now. Is that different? Nope, that is not different. Zoom leave.
Does anybody in the chat know who can help out Travis right now? I'm looking.
Yeah, Travis, are you using the app or are you doing it through? Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
Oh no.
oh
Got it
yeah.
finally. I was enjoying that.
That is crazy because I'm doing these fucking things every 5 minutes now. For me to be that retarded is crazy.
Was it the
Except,
toolbar? It was the toolbar, wasn't it? Like, oh
So what is up, the beast? How you doing, bro? Hearing you making a big comeback. Every day I'm hearing a new match getting announced. I mean, you ain't playing, bro. You got like 3 matches coming up. You got locked in and all. The
well,
first
I figure since I'm on this fucking creatine, I might as well get on the creatine, stay on it for 3 months, and then get the fuck off of it. So
get your
that's
money.
that's why the matches are all together.
Love it, man. Love it. So this past weekend, man, we just had King of Table 11, and it was a pretty good showing over there. They had some good matches. And one of the matches I want to ask you about, Travis, is that left-hand match between Kamil Jablonski and Ivan Matashenko. What was your thoughts on that? You got to see that match?
Well, I think you got your matches mixed up, right? I think that it was it was uh, it was
Oh my
Vitali,
God, my
right?
bad, bro. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
It's
what
okay. You're new. Hey, listen, you're brand new to this fucking sport. I got you, bro.
I'm
Don't worry about
learning, bro. I'm learning.
it. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a slaughtering. I didn't think that Camille was that good. But he is obviously really, really, really good. And honestly was probably stronger. Just, my man's just his length and probably a little bit of inexperience and a little lack of patience. And Camille probably could have ended up maybe winning that match. So, yeah, definitely not cool. I mean, I didn't know Camille was that good. I thought that his press would easily, you could, there was someone like, I don't know, I have such a high confidence level in myself, and I've never had a problem with any sort of pressing problems left-handed ever. I got a lot of chest and pec strength to really grind that thing out and make sure the guy can't get his shoulder in there, at least traditionally. But I think that what we saw is Camille may be different. And it could, it looks like probably a potential real problem, especially cardiovascularly. He even right away, even the match one, he got a good purchase and really got in there, and that match probably wouldn't suit me well right now if I went through that the first round. Now I did know that Vitali did not know what to do. He had no answers. He did not switch up anything. He did not put any weight on his elbow, and he didn't stand up tall. He didn't take the center. He didn't care if Camille put his left shoulder between, your once that presser's shoulder, competing shoulder, gets between your hand and your shoulder, that's when there's a problem. And what you have to do is you got to stay in the middle. And when you go, this has to stay together. There cannot be any of this, right? And it's only from pulling Cataret do you really, really have to break that shit down. So I do believe that I have it in my arsenal to absolutely block that from a normal person. Now, is Camille normal? I'm beginning to think there are definitely chances or definitely characteristics that make you think that, this guy's left press is more devastating and more reckless than even Jerry's. So
That's
we'll
what I
see.
wanted to ask you, bro. It to me, it looks like it is. It's just how fast he gets into it. It's almost like in the setup, he's already in that flop press.
Well,
Ready.
it's not just him. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard Jerry Cataret say is that he wants to pull on a hook. And then no matter what, as soon as he has any trouble, he would never pull in the hook. First of all he wants to do is make sure everyone thinks that you're trying to take his hand. But the truth is he's going to find a way to get the palm of his hand clear. And I could see with Camille, I know that Neil and Coach Ray could be that dumb, right? Coach Ray's like you, Paulie. He's just getting started, big guy. He can make some bad decisions.
Hey,
But for
but-
Neil Pickup to accuse the ref of starting Camille's wrist backward is a funny statement. I mean, Camille is putting his wrist in that compromised position in order to make sure that his palm clears and that he can start the pressing process. So I thought that was interesting that even Camille kind of played one video of him like this at the start. And, I mean, come on, guy. You're
But
not
let
trying
me
to
ask
tell
you
me
this,
that you
Travis.
didn't do that. He
Let
did
me
that.
ask you this, though. When he does that, isn't that going to present a problem for you? Because you were saying you're going to control the center, with your side pressure. If he's willing to just start with that compromise with the palm out already, how do you stop that?
Well, that's it, right? So now instead of me wrist curling, I've got to set up that kickstand and I've got to work underneath him. And it almost looks like mine is almost back, right? Which is fine, right, with me because I can let Camille start on my fingertips because I know where he's coming down underneath. He's only interested and comfortable when the bottom of his hand, right, that palm right there before it touches his wrist, that is what he needs to be clear, right? So he's going to keep going under, reaching under, just like Jerry, to a tip that when he pushes, that'll happen instead of this will happen.
Now, let me
So
ask
all you have to do is when you're on top of that, he'll wrist curl you, and you're dumb enough to take the wrist curl because you think the wrist curl's good, which it normally is.
Yep.
But just keep in mind, you want that pressure up in your hand so that when he presses through to find that clearance, this wrist curl is so big as opposed to it already being wrist curled and then bam, right away, the guy's under there and clear. You want him to make that long travel down there. And if you watch me and Jerry in 2016, there was no my shoulder leaving. Right? I am standing up with all that back pressure, but I'm leaning forward because I've already had the hand and wrist control. Even if I don't know I have it, I know he's going to give it to me because that's his move in the only way that he can win. So I believe that Camille less committed than Jerry at the very beginning. He will lose a match before he presses. The problem is he felt so bad, height for height against Vitaly that it was just, right away. Let me just resort to it as a necessity. But I've seen Camille lose match one, trying to arm wrestle, with the top row or just with side pressure or just with a hook. And then end up, committing to that press. But listen, and what he showed was devastating. It was not normal. And Vitaly's incredible and barely got out of there. Barely.
So let me ask you, where do you have Camille on the food chain in the world with the left arm? Do you have him in
I gotta imagine after that, he's in that top 5 to 7. No doubt. And here's the deal about the left-handed. We still have Dennis and Levon that haven't embarked in it so heavily that you have to be dumb not to put them both in the top 5, right? And then you see Marzov and Matashenko, and you're like, gee, man, how many people could beat them two? Well, the two people that could beat them are probably Vitaly and Camille. And then that's probably still being really rude to Alajon, to probably a host of 10 other guys that are probably more than excited without Levon and Dennis being in there to see where they rank.
Now, do you believe that Levon is sitting on the throne with the left hand as well?
I mean, you're just going to be hard to argue with him. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm sure, right? It's just going to be hard to argue. Now, you can argue, right? We can, but when someone tells you to pull out the last $100 in your pocketbook, now I bet he's close. I bet he's up in there in the top 3 or 4 before you would be like, yeah, he's going to have to show me that he's got some sort of kink in his armor.
Now, I know you're at the beginning of your comeback and it's, kind of early to start trying to find out where you believe you're at. But I'm just curious, do you believe that you could possibly be in the top 5 in the world right now with the left arm?
No,
Or
I don't think I'm in the top 5, but I'm curious to see if I'm not the number one guy in the United States, like right away, which will be something that is a stepping stone that has always been really easy for me to claim. But I got a feeling that Corey West and Cody would love a shot. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that would be important right away, to go ahead and make sure that everybody knows that, listen, I am the number one left-hander in the United States, which would then, along with, my son's recent success, that could be, definitely a good tool, or at least a good title behind my name right now. As far as the East versus West, there's some obstacles there. The reffing is an obstacle for me. My elbow is rarely stays on that pad from start to finish. Right now, 3 fouls, no warnings, works out for me. A little bit better than the 1 foul and the 1 warning and the 2 fouls. The set grip, for whatever reason, I could see me fouling out at East versus West for movement before go. But if I watch the matches, everybody's moving before go. So it makes me know that I'm going to be aggressive in that. But I think that I present that stereotype that if you're not really attentive and tight with me, it will cause my opponent to be crying and feel like he was cheated. And I feel like the refs, sometimes they are really, they're really hypersensitive with one of the pullers that they feel is trying to get an advantage, even though everyone's trying to get the fucking advantage. So that presents a problem. And also the endurance of having to win the 3-4 times, because, it's, for whatever reason, psychologically, even if you're double capped, false start, win, round 2, double cap, false start, win, for some reason, my conscience gets to me, and then I don't double cap. And now I'm in the middle of a broke arm position war that I cannot recuperate from. So that scares me. Also,
what are you going to do to prepare for this?
I mean, there's nothing you can do except just every single day I'm going left-handed one day, right-handed the next day, just flip-flopping it every day. And there are moments during the morning, and I've got the side pressure machine in the living room, and I'm getting after it. You know what I mean? And
what do you mean the left hand and one day and the right hand? Are you meaning table time, or you're saying the side pressure machine?
The side pressure machine to me is my table time. It's everything, right? So I've got the 40-pound dumbbell, the 60-pound dumbbell, and I've got this big gargantuan, probably 40-pound sledgehammer, right? So there's just rotating between those, only using my left arm on one day, my right arm. Today was a left arm day. Or no, today was a right arm day. Tomorrow will be a left arm, just back, forth. And I feel that during the day and every day, I feel like a fucking freak at one portion of the day where I've got all the weight on the side pressure machine. I got the band on there, and I'm just moving this thing like a fucking beast.
Now, how long has this been going on for? Like how long?
This is probably, it's the anxiety ridden training has probably on day 18 maybe. But I wasn't just sitting around before then. I was going, had the side pressure machine at the gym. But I've noticed that hour, 90 minutes I'm on the podcast, switching from left to right is not the same of having this thing in my house every day for hours. When I say hours, over a 10-hour period, I'm accumulating an hour and a half, 2 hours on this fucking thing.
So that's the old style of Travis training. I haven't seen that since I've been back.
There's no doubt. Yeah,
that's what you've always explained to me. That's how you would go about your training. So this is the first time I'm hearing that you're actually in a real serious camp, because you didn't do this when you went against Brandon Alcessor. All it was the side pressure machine. You know, we'd be on the phone with you and you'd be doing your side pressure and all. But now hearing that you're doing it like the old school days, I really like that, man. That is amazing. And so you're on day 18 of that. And we know that you have a big match coming up against Derek Smith. So what are we going to do for training? Like, when do you shut down? Because we know
I'm going to shut down Wednesday. But I'm going to train hard Thursday, right-handed, just not left-handed. So I'll have Thursday, Friday off. I'm going to arm wrestle him on Saturday. And then we'll get right back to it, hopefully on Monday, barring any super problems. But my left arm is almost pretty fucking amazing. Like,
okay, so give me a percentage of where you're at with it. 100% being back in the day when you were at your peak. Where are you
let's
at?
just say the 100% was in 2019 in Moldova. And I don't even know if that was because I was so much stronger than Georgie and the rest of the guys that I was arm wrestling backstage. And these are bad dudes, right? There's no doubt about it, but I couldn't really feel them. I have to be in that 80% range of that with a good month of, stem cells and creatine and just really a hypersensitive, it's fucking going down, right? You've been to the East versus West stage. It is a very intimidating situation. So I need to have the confidence to perform. And when I say perform, I have to have the swag and the confidence to move around there and look the part. So that's the anxiety. So that's why before the day, in the middle of the day, I'm really getting after it a little bit. So, and, I think I look a little different when I'm looking at myself.
What's your weight at? This is how I always
weigh probably 286 right now. So I'm really close in there. I plan on weighing in the 290s when I get there, but shirt tucked in.
So you're nice and saucy right now.
Yeah. I definitely I ain't to be fucked with right now. My temper, my fuse is short. I ripped the motherfucker's ear off his fucking head the other day in Myrtle Beach, accidentally. Yeah, just a little skirmish at Lust Gentlemen's Club down in Myrtle Beach, and
my
man's left ear's hanging. You know what I mean? I snatched the hold this motherfucker. So
the beast is back.
Careful.
We got a super chat in from Keegan Kerry for $4.99. He says, Paul, you're the man. Best vibes in arm wrestling. Travis, love the comeback. USA's best, hands down. When in form. Much love to you both. Thank you for that, Keegan. Appreciate that, man, for real. So, I wanted to hear, what was your thoughts, man? What did you think of King of Table this past weekend? What was a match that stuck out to you and all?
Yeah, it was a good event. Obviously not great for Australia. We had 2 6-0 losses, one for Ryan Bowen, one for Lachlan Adair. The Lachlan Adair one was a little bit of a surprise for me. I had him as a little bit of a favorite going into that match, but Paul Lynn, man, too strong inside. Just every round, just drove through the center, and Lachlan straight onto his bicep instantly, and just couldn't hold the pressure that Paul was laying down. So great win for him. Could see the technique and strategy that Ryan was trying to implement with the trying to tire Schoolboy out. I think he was outgunned in the center, and he felt that in the very first go. And then he just tried to drop into that King's move, and he was trying to bleed out Schoolboy, but Schoolboy too good, too powerful, able to hit through and hit just beneath the pin line, which is all he needed to do. But overall, very entertaining event. It was great to see the Camille and Vitali match as well. Interested, obviously, to see what's going to happen with that, with Travis and coming up in the future as well.
Yeah, I agree. And Uncle John, what was your thoughts on the Paul Lynn versus Lachlan? Were you shocked with that one?
Didn't watch it because I was at the better event of the weekend, Arizona State Armed Sports Entertainment, Tim Talmadge. And let me tell you this, The Australians won there, Matt. The Australians won.
Hey, if I hate to cut you off, Uncle John, but if someone's gonna let steroid people in their event, then I don't want to talk about it on the buzz. I didn't know what happened. I'm sorry, but I called Scott this morning. I'm like, yo, what's all this? What happened? And he told me what I guess happened. So I will be boycotting. I will be boycotting all of Tim Talmadge's events. Tim Talmadge will not be able to ref in my organization anymore. I mean, integrity is integrity, right, Scott Wynn?
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Scott Wynn. Welcome, brother. How are you, my man?
I'm good, man. How are you guys? Good to see you.
Doing great, man. Doing great. So, yeah, we were just talking on the Arizona States and that 220 round robin. And I know there was a little controversy after the round robin with as far as bans and all. And I know that you had a little something you wanted to bring up and all. So what do you know? And I think Arson, the guy that's banned, is he pull with you? He's part of your team over there in SoCal?
Yeah. He's like the newest member to our team. The kid's 21 years old, and he's something else. He's a phenomenon.
Well, I guess so. If he's on the sauce like that, my goodness. Are you promoting this guy? You two are banned. You are banned from our league as well.
He's like the only guy I know that's on the sauce. So, like, nobody else does that shit except for maybe Uncle John's a little thick these days. But and Ryan Bowen, I mean, I don't even know who Ryan Bowen is anymore. He looks like a completely different man. He looks like that guy from Mad TV and on steroids, you know?
Oh, man, you got a lot of nerve talking about that man's countryman.
So catch me up, guys, because I really don't know what went down. I heard some rumors that something about he didn't pass a drug test in one of his past events, and then the WAF or WADA put a ban on him. And then they contacted Luray after the round robin and said there was a problem with him competing. So if you guys could, kind of catch us up with what's going on. Is there like problems? Are there bans coming from this? Like, what's the deal with everything?
I mean, from what I understand, he tested positive in a European event in the past. For some odd reason, after the fact, somebody wanted to bring it up that if Tim allows these guys to compete at his events, then Tim will no longer be able to referee any events like King of the Table or any European events that would, that has their so-called sanctions on WADA testing. If you test positive, you're not allowed to arm wrestle anywhere else because you've been suspended. My viewpoint is in the USA, there's no such thing as WADA when it comes to arm wrestling. We are not, you know what I mean? We're not quite there yet as a sport. So, and we all know that everybody in that 220 event is on the juice.
Whoa. Everything that Scott's saying, I do not agree with everything that he is saying here. I do not agree.
Well, that's coming from the guy that says don't hold on. So
exactly. Me and you are like as far away as Trump and Biden, motherfucker, on that topic.
Oh shit. Probably.
So
listen, it's pretty simple. It's really simple. If you get caught juiced up, you got problems. It's gonna follow you. So do not go to any tournament that is testing if you are juiced up.
Yeah, and Tim Talmadge, if you're in the chat, hit me up, man, because we'd love to have you get on here and kind of explain what went down and all. I didn't know it was you that was hit up. I thought it was Luray Jenkins that they contacted, but now I'm finding out it was Tim Talmadge because
no. Supposedly it was Luray. I think Luray said he was contacted by I don't remember, but he did say he got a phone call from somebody. I don't know. Again, this is like ridiculous shit, bro. I mean, to all of a sudden say this guy's banned and now he's been eliminated from that 220-pound round robin is fucking ridiculous, period. It makes no sense. And the kid took second place. He lost to Sharkovich, to Andre, who's juiced to the hilt. Yeah, I said it.
Scott, when is the suspension up? Do we have a time, or is it a lifetime suspension?
No, I think it's a 2-year suspension. So
Okay.
now that he violated it, I don't know. I don't know what kind of regulations they have on if you know. They're all saying he should have
didn't
them.
violate it, because they don't control that private organization, so
Right.
he shouldn't be
Right.
penalized anymore. It wasn't.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But they're saying that he should have told them, like, hey, I've been suspended in Europe. I know I'm here in the USA,
like
but
a
I've been
sex
suspended.
offender.
Huh?
Yeah, you know what it's going to be, man.
Check in like a sex offender at every event.
Yeah,
let everybody know.
We're getting a little crazy here, man, with the East guys, bro. They're like trying to control the West, and I don't like what I'm seeing here. Everything's like they're pulling the strings behind, like, well, if you do this, we're gonna do that. Like, this is not helping in arm wrestling. What are we trying to do here? And the West got to stand up. Where the money's at? So I mean, I don't know what these guys thinking over here.
USA.
Whatever Paul Italia is saying, I do not agree with either. I do not agree with any of that.
Travis, stand up. Stand up. Put your hands up in the air.
Now lean forward.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just we got to stop with all these bans. But let's get back on. I just want to talk about this last couple of matches at King of Table, and I want to get into Travis's big match. So Michael Todd comeback. We got to see him going against Lars, and he was looking really good and all. So Travis,
Lars is
thoughts on that match?
Lars is very shaky. I would not be that impressed with that win.
Okay. Was that just to get
Lars is a triple A baseball version of Michael Todd, who is the major league. In other words, Lars is an unorthodox presser, king's mover, broke arm positioner that will wear out a normal arm wrestler if he's not careful. But there was, he didn't have the coordination to put Michael Todd in the defense. So that was a great match for Michael. That match was set when we still thought Mike was a bum, right? And we should really never think he's a bum just because you lose against really good guys. But that's just the way we operate in the world of arm wrestling. So Michael got that match with Lars probably 4 months ago when we really thought he was shaky. And let's be even completely honest, even with beating Lemparelli, until Lemparelli beat somebody else, we thought Lemparelli did better than Michael Todd during that match, that Michael won. So it was good to see Michael take care of Lars. Lars was a stepping stone for Michael. Did Michael do it more efficiently than maybe we thought he would? Maybe, but I think it just goes to show you that if we're going to build a team of 8 to 15 guys, Michael Todd's got to be on the team because he is a great asset as a American puller to tie up. And, he's always 50-50, whether it's with Gennady, whether it's with whoever it is, if it's, he's right in the game. So I thought it was great that he won, but I was not surprised.
Scott, did you get to see that match?
I don't watch Michael Todd's matches.
Uncle John, what was your thoughts?
I was happy to see an aggressive Michael. Clearly, the strength gap was such that Michael was able to, pretty much he hit all the classics. When I think back to Michael before the unfortunateness of the King's move or lack thereof unfortunateness, that's what I think of. So I enjoyed it.
And he usually hits them all, but never so effective.
Right.
He was back. Yeah.
Looks real good.
So do we see, is this going to be a new Michael Todd, like completely, redone and fresh and no more King's move and just dominant Michael Todd? And
no, he'll do the King's move for sure. Once he gets to the level, it'll go back to King's move. I'm guessing.
Do you think the King's move lock is still there though after all the surgeries and getting rid of it, cleaning up everything?
It is there. It's still there.
Yeah, it's there.
And now the problem is that more people are comfortable climbing and arm wrestling in that position, especially if you saw Lamparelli's patience and poker face. It seems to be the way to handle it anyway.
Yeah, they're learning.
Once you grimace and overcommit and have your hand a little bit, Michael is acknowledging all of that. It's almost better to set at 10 o'clock and make him think, I got your ass, and then just ease up on him. You know what I mean? And then he loses his confidence.
Oh yeah. So I want to move on now. We got that big event going on in Orlando, Florida. We got the East versus West Challenger, and there's a bunch of great matches on there. Travis, are you the main event on that? You versus Derek Smith?
I am not the main event. I told them that I had to be the main event, and then I didn't know how much money they had. Once they told me how much money they had, I said, my man, I don't care what y'all do now. I cannot believe this. This is amazing. I get to make this kind of money and only go, that flight for me is 1 hour and 32 minutes. Yep. Like, that's the real deal, boy.
Now I'm going to go around the room before I ask you how you feel about that match coming up. I want to find out what everybody else's thoughts. Let's start off with you, Scott. How do you think that's going to go? Derek Smith versus Travis, left arm. And I know you're very familiar with Derek. I know you get on there quite often with him. Do you think he's going to have what it takes to beat the beast?
Oh, yeah. He's going to can open him right off the bat. Just flop his wrist, but Travis will let go. They'll go on the strap. And then it'll be a whole different.
You don't think that I'm smart enough to let go before he flops my wrist over? God damn.
No, honestly, Travis is going to demolish him. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I like Derek a lot, but Derek doesn't compete enough. I know he doesn't like to hear it, but Derek avoids competing, and it's terrible. He needs to. The only way you get better is by competing. It's a fact. The more you grip up, the more you pull, the more experience you get, the better you get. So yeah, no, Travis is hands down going to win that without a doubt.
Let me ask you this, Scott. If Travis was in the shape that he was when he went against Brandon 2 years back, and he was going against Derek this weekend, would you still feel that Travis would be the favorite?
I think Travis getting off the couch is going to win against Derek. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, plus I worked like a dog against Brandon Elstelter all day too, like an asshole, and ran a tournament. So come on.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything either. You didn't. There was no side pressure.
Oh man, I can't wait. I cannot wait to go to a tournament one day and watch you get the fucking arm wrestling tables out of the truck, put the fucking platforms on them, get all the VIP tables set up, do the weigh-ins, run the tournament, do the announcing, and then go arm wrestle 8 hours later while you've been doing all that. I can't wait.
You're right. Yeah, that
was crazy. He's never done any of that. He's lying. He doesn't do that.
Not only, I always do all that, and that's why I get all the money, and everybody thinks it's because I'm cool, but it's because I'm doing the work.
And then you see him running out the back before it's over and sneaking out with all the money.
Well, hell yeah, I'm tired, motherfucker.
And everybody's like, where did Travis go? Where did Travis? He's got to pay me yet. Oh, Travis, you missed your turn, bro.
Travis always takes care of you, though, for sure.
200. That pisses Scott off every time I give him that 200.
Yeah, if you don't give me 200, guess what happens?
Yeah, motherfucker, just a complainer. Oh my God, what a complainer.
Yo, so Matt, I want to hear from you, brother. Who do you think is gonna get that, Travis or Derek Smith? And don't go with Trav just because he's on here right now. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about the match. I mean, it's so good to see Travis still competing at these levels. My first introduction to the sport was the Pulling John documentary, and of course, Travis being a huge feature of that made the show entertaining and being a big character and somebody that everyone wants to watch whenever he's on the table. It's like Travis Bagent is pulling. It's like, let me see it. I want to see it. I don't care who he's against, but that's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And that's what I'm seeing with this match. I mean, Derek Smith, he's a huge guy, and it's like from a selling point of view, from a promoting point of view, it's like it's a dream. You've got this massive guy against a legend of the sport, and it's like, who doesn't want to see that? It's going to be incredible. In terms of the actual match, I think that Travis is more experienced. He's the veteran. He's coming back from a little bit of a break, but I think he's got all the tools he needs to get the job done. I don't see Derek getting the win.
Now, I got to ask you this though, Travis. What happens if you lose this? Because this could kind of, mess you all up for all the other upcoming matches and all. If you lose the Derek,
Yeah, I got a feeling that Ingen would probably not be very happy. At least for the August tournament, we would have to cancel the Camille match. And you know what? I think that then a bad showing on July 6th could be it. Let's say I lose to Derek left-handed, then I come right over there and lose to my man right-handed in bad fashion. I may not even be on the card August 10th.
Okay. Now, August,
That's why I got to make sure I put on a fucking show. If I got to smack the shit out of somebody or do some dumb shit like Uncle John and your man, fuck it, so be it. So be it.
So you got a lot riding on this match, man. This is a big one for you. When was the last time you competed left hand? That was against Brandon, right? That was left hand?
That was left-handed against Brandon. And
so
then
that was your last match. Before that, when was your last super match left hand? Because I know before
I guess it was
right
probably, it was probably in Moldova. But to me, like I arm wrestled in so many tournaments between then and there that, I don't know. I think that to me, waiting around and for one-on-one arm wrestling, you're not going to do a lot of arm wrestling for the year. I mean, if you got 6 matches, you're the most active fucking guy in the history of the world. So that gives you 6 fucking matches. But if you go to a good tournament, you might be able to pull, 6 guys in the same day. And especially afterwards, right? And for everyone to act like the after pulls don't matter, that's hilarious because everybody knows that as soon as you won and the guy in your class won or the below you, that's exactly what's going down immediately is you want to feel this guy and see what's up. So I don't feel like that. I don't feel like weird at the table or like that it's strange. Just because we still have practice, on Tuesday night. So, there's always, it's not like there's awesome guys, but there's always guys to pull. And for me, it's always been, I got to set up some compromised situation anyway to get a good workout anyway. So to me, practice has never been amazing unless when I was younger, it was awesome because you'd find somebody you couldn't beat and then you'd spend a lot of time trying to beat him. But when you're the guy, you spend a lot of times letting other guys hit, and that's not really my forte. So, I feel like I would, that I could beat a lot of people right now left-handed. Let's just put it that way.
Hell yeah. Want to welcome, we got Tim Talmadge just stepped in. How you doing, Tim? What's up, brother?
Good, man. How's it going?
Good, man.
You got a lot of fucking nerve showing your face after what you did this weekend.
What?
I mean, it's obvious. You're ruining the sport of arm wrestling.
We were
all
talking
over
about
the internet.
The band situation. We were talking about the band situation and with the WADA and WAF, and we were trying to just get the full story of what actually went down and all. And we heard that you were the one that got hit up. So you could kind of fill us in what's going on and all.
Yeah, so I got hit up pretty much from Coach Ray and a couple other guys, and pretty much just said, hey, we love coming to your events, but if you're going to allow banned athletes, we're not going to be able to come back. That's just part of our federation rules that we have to follow.
You should have told them what a terrible fucking draw they are anyway. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. And so I pretty much just said that, didn't know that they were banned. Where's this ban list at? So he told me the website. I went and tried to find it. I frankly couldn't find it. So I said, can you please send it to me? And then he sent me like 2 things, to the list or whatever, saw the name on there. And I mean, that's pretty much how it went down. It was pretty simple and easy like that. You know, it was there's certain people that I like to come to my events and I like to hang out with a couple times a year. And for me, in order for my promotion to do that, that's the rules that we have to follow. So,
And who's in charge of the rules? Like, who's the guy that's making all the rules and enforcing them, so that we know who's actually the guy?
well, I mean, IFA and WAF both follow a lot of suspensions. So, any the two biggest worlds that there
Don't
is.
Don't call the IFA big. Don't
No,
do
I said the two worlds that we have, the two worlds, the two leagues that run worlds.
So let me just get this straight.
Yeah, I will tell you this though. I honestly get it. Like, what now that we have the whole story, which makes perfect sense. The world didn't tell you that guy can't compete. Coach Ray told you that him and the Swedish girls can't fucking come back there unless you do it. So
Correct.
That right there makes, that's not saying that you have to follow the rule. Paulie doesn't have to follow the rule.
So
it's just saying that Coach Ray, he wants to follow the rule. That's
it stems down to me as well, being the promoter, that if I knowingly allow a suspended athlete to come to my promotion, I then could be banned from IFA and WAF, and then
like
I can't come referee any of
we're not going to let
West.
We're not going to let Scott in because he got caught smoking weed. The cops called him, but we're going to smoke weed the whole fucking time we're there. But we can't be around him because he got caught smoking weed. So, but you have to understand that you can do whatever you want, but anybody that has ever taken a steroid is going to think that you're the most hypocritical fucking human being on the earth. And that's then fun. Anybody that doesn't, I don't know anything about that list or care about the list. So it makes me think that the list is garbage too. But people who do follow the list have that opinion. And the only problem with this Armenian dude that's hanging out with Scott and him in California is that you, Tim, like the guys, right? That's a part of the promotion, is bringing those athletes here. So the good news is he's only going to be banned from only your event. He has to pay double the entry fee for being on the suspended list, but he can come to my event any fucking time he wants.
Well, let's just, okay, well, actually, so let's put it this way. So he comes to your event and you know that he's banned. So then now England says you're no longer to go to East versus West.
Exactly. That would be, so that was not that it's not that I don't want the guy to compete. It's that England doesn't want him to compete. And now if I don't listen to England, I can't compete. That would be a reason to do it. Right.
So that's what that is. So another reason why I like going to King of the Table to ref and East versus West and so on. I can't do those things if I allow them. It's just the rules are rules, man. It's gonna follow.
Right. I'm with you. Yeah, but I got you. But it's important.
Hey, hold on. The thing that I want to know though about who is making the rule, who's enforcing them, man? Because
exactly,
we're hiding.
Making the rules.
Hold on, guys. Let me.
It's real easy. WAF and IFA.
Hold on. Okay, Tim.
Follow a lot of rules.
Tim, that's great. But who's enforcing them? Who's making the phone calls that's hiding behind WAF, hiding behind IFA? Like that.
He just told you, Coach Ray.
No. The question is who called Coach Ray and is enforcing them? Because that's what we need to know. Because what's going on, and what's been going on, guys, is that they like to ban people, but then they hide behind these big titles, so you don't know who's actually pulling the strings behind.
That's really not true. You're kind of you're misinterpreting what's going on here. So let me say it again. Coach Ray is the president of Lafayette. Okay. So with his being the president, he technically will answer to his president, which would be the president of WAF. So if Coach Ray being the president actively knows that I'm allowing a banned athlete and he's condoning to that, he gets stripped from his presidency because that's part of the rules of WAF. No different if IFA, I'll just say Leonard Denise,
actively know that this person's banned and they allow him, they will be stripped from anything else as well. Because IFA and WAF both follow the same WADA rules. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with you. I think it's simple. It's a very simple thing. Yeah, and the only reason that it has its integrity is because of Coach Ray's relationship with the Latvian Federation. But the truth is that you personally do not have to adhere from this fucking rule. The only reason you're adhering to it is because you know that those foreign guys would not be able to come to your tournament, and you would rather you like them at your tournament.
And I wouldn't be able to go to Worlds myself or go to
referee.
First or West.
I wouldn't let them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's no different.
I would have still said "fuck you" to them if I was you. That's what you should have said.
I mean, I just chose my path.
I'm just saying it for you, Tim. I'm saying it for you. I know you can't say it, but I'm saying it for you. I'm not using my voice. I'm using Scott's voice. But it's fuck you to anybody who tells you. Now, did you tell the guy he couldn't compete or he can't compete again?
It was he can't compete again.
Oh, okay. Well, who gives a fuck then? He don't even want to come back. So it's
his suspension is done in September, and then this won't even be a thing anymore.
Nice.
So Mr. Peanut says WAF bans if you are deemed a threat to the business of WAF. Money follow the money.
Well,
There's no money in WAF.
Well, I mean, I don't. This is
no
what I don't
money.
understand. Why are you just saying WAF? It's IFA too. Let's cut the bullshit of the IFA WAF bullshit. It's both of them. It's major
but
organizations.
no one cares about the IAF, Tim. No one cares about that.
Well, a guy in the United States right now got banned from IFA and WAF because he failed a test. So
I know, but still, it's really only WAF. No one really acknowledges the IFA.
IFA has a banned guy right now that they banned. He lives in the United States.
Yeah, but I'll bet you
Travis
that.
is right. Travis is right. The IFA is, I mean, all you got to do is enter the event and you automatically qualify to be on the team. That's a bunch of bullshit too. You know what I mean? They're obviously
that's only the IAF is just Leonard and him getting kicked out of the fucking thing and starting a new one. That's all.
Okay, well, WAF, you don't even have to
Eagle.
go to nationals. You don't have to go to nationals for WAF. You can just call Simon and say, "Hey, I heard there's a spot open because nobody showed up, and you can go jump in." So what's the difference here?
That's what I mean. They're both a bunch of slapdicks. Why the fuck are we letting them call us and tell us anything?
Right. But what are you winning? Don't get me wrong. If you've never been to WAF, it's an experience. It's the Olympics of arm wrestling. But you are winning nothing. You're winning an ego championship. I have second place in the world in the Grand Masters out of 22 countries. I'm proud of that. But it cost me $1,500 to get that achievement. I didn't win a fucking dime. I wasn't able to wear a sponsorship shirt, even though I was sponsored. It doesn't make sense. Why we're honoring these guys when they're not even in the United States? Let's make arm wrestling great in the United States and Australia.
Oh, hell no.
Every other country that wants to participate in making the sport into a professional sport that we can make money at a regular basis, a career at arm wrestling. Is that not
here's something
possible?
else, too. Scott, here's something else. Your guy shouldn't have went to the fucking tournament all juiced up, okay? So that's another problem.
He didn't go there juiced up. He's like clean as possible. I tested him before he left. You know what I mean? So WADA, how does WADA have to do with anything in the USA when it comes to arm wrestling?
What do you mean?
They got guys like Coach Ray that go to these other events and
rules
explain how it all went down. So they got it. It's political.
From what?
Here's the deal.
WAF?
If you're on juice or you're on shit that's banned, don't go to a fucking event that's tested. It's simple as that. Choose where you want to go.
That is true, Scott. What was
that's literally what it is. Whether we want to say here than say that I have 90 people at my event that were fucking on juice, guess what? They didn't go to a fucking tested event.
That is a good
question. Don't go to a tested event.
Scott, what's up with that? What did he get banned for? What was the substance he's
Yeah,
doing?
oh, it was stupid. Diuretics.
I think he was doing creatine.
Diuretics. It was like it started with an F, like for diuretics.
Oh, so
Whatever,
it
dude.
wasn't testosterone or anything like that. It was more just a diuretic.
Cutting weight, was it?
Diuretic.
Yeah.
Even fucking dumber. This fucking kid's even dumber than we fucking thought.
Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because you're so smart, you don't get tested, so you don't got to worry about
That
it.
motherfucker, I am a moron and still do not go to any fucking tournament juiced up or any job interview if you can't fucking, it don't matter. If they
Isn't
break out
there
the
a
step, I am out.
You got to
isn't
get the
there a
Wizinator. You got to
solution
get
you
that
can drink,
fake.
Paul? Isn't
Yeah,
there
the
something you
Wizinator,
can
man.
drink?
Get the fake dick and everything.
I think.
Gotta
Yeah,
put
I
them
don't know.
on. Put them
For
on,
me,
Scott. You got to talk to
for
Arson.
me, I'm kind of more mad at Bazgen being a WAF guy who goes there and does worlds and shit, and he's hosting this guy at his house, knowing that he's banned, and letting him go to these tournaments for us to get jeopardized.
Yeah, but that's like me and Scott getting mad at somebody who got caught smoking weed and got kicked out of somewhere, man. We don't give a fuck, Tim.
Yeah, but I see where Tim's stuck at, man. Being a promoter and organization that's friends with everybody, also being the top referee in the world. You know, he's got to be friendly with everybody.
And
Yeah.
that kid's
He's
not
number
even his
two.
friend. The kid's not even his friend. It's an easy fucking decision. It's an easy decision.
I mean, I don't know.
I just heard the bands, man, and with everything that's been going on in the past. And Tim, I just want to make it clear, bro. I'm not taking no sides with IFA or WAF. I really don't care. I just hear the word ban in arm wrestling and I get mad. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because I don't see it.
And that's where people fucked up too. He's not banned. He's just suspended because
Yeah,
he didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, no, I got you. But when I first heard it, it looked like
Yeah.
all the other things that's been going on, you know, with
Yeah.
people hitting up other organizations, competitive organizations, you know, a week or two before and making them cancel matches. So, you know, I thought there was something like that going on again, and you know, flexing power and all.
So listen,
I see what you're saying.
for now on, we should probably have on the registration form somewhere on there with a checkbox that says, if you've done illegal substances, you cannot enter this event.
Why?
No, we should just
Why?
put
Arm wrestling
on.
would be
if
over.
you've
It'd be
been
nobody there.
suspended
It's not a
by
tested
WADA,
event. It's
get
not a
this
tested
fucking
event.
fucked. That's
It doesn't
all.
matter. You're banning him. You're suspending him because
Only
he
if
was
they go to a
tested.
No,
tested event.
no, he
Scott, you're
suspended
missing the
himself,
point.
Scott.
It's only if you go to a tested event, which is what, nationals or worlds? It's
Yeah,
no different.
if you draw a chip that says you have to test.
I
So,
mean,
Tim, are
I
you
mean,
going
it's
to
not
check
like-
the
it's not like you
list
can be
every
in the-
time now before you do a tournament? I mean, how do you control that if you've got
No,
let's say
you
200
don't.
entrants?
You don't have to. If you don't know that someone's banned, you do not know if they're banned or not.
You better, or you're not going to be able to go and
Nope.
referee overseas.
Yeah, you will, because if they find out you have a banned athlete and they want to say something to you and you don't know, that's your warning for that guy. Now, if that dude comes back to your event again, that's when you get in trouble. They don't just automatically say you're fucked if you don't know. I mean, look, Bill Collins had him at 2 events. Bill Collins had no idea.
Oh,
Dude,
you're getting everybody
really?
in trouble right now.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Oh,
Everybody knows. He had no idea.
Everybody knows.
God practices with him. That's bad enough.
But I mean,
Oh,
listen,
shit.
it's just rules, man. Just follow the rules. You can't fucking drink and drive and get a DUI and say my buddy's driving drunk behind me. Why is he okay? It's just no different.
Yeah, but the cop let him off, bro. The cop was like, hey, next time, let us know that you're drinking and driving.
Oh, man.
Yo, Tim, I want to talk real quick, man, about this past weekend event, man. I seen you had all the Swedish girls in there. You had a great tournament going on. I seen also that round robin was just amazing and all. I want to make mention. I saw that Austin Tevis, bro, he is killing it, dude. Seen him in the tournament. He got a win over Luke Kent and all. And you know, I know they've been going back and forth, and everybody's been kind of waiting for them to actually meet up. And we finally got to see it happen. And Austin kind of just shocked the world with that, man. So where do you think this kid Austin's at, man? Is he like number one now in 176 in the country?
Well, My honest opinion, that match, the ranking for them two is at 172. So I don't think the ranking should have changed. That match that they pulled at my event was at 198. I think Luke was 185, and Austin cut weight. And I think the day of competition was like 203. So I
Yeah,
don't think
they're
that should
not even
change.
close.
I
Yeah,
don't
they're
think that
not
that should change a 172 ranking, in my opinion.
Why is
But
Austin Tavis even in the 172s if he weighs 203 pounds?
well,
Yeah, because the
He
rankings are
got
he was a
down to
170. He
176.
pulled 176s.
Yeah, he
But I
got
mean,
Travis the day before. He cuts like 20 pounds the day before, bro.
he looked great. I mean, he looked strong. Don't get me wrong, man. He
So did
looked.
he weigh
I,
176?
No,
176, he weighed in, and then the next day he came in at 203. And he told me on interview a few times he could do that, no problem. And
Oh, okay. Well, I
obviously
thought
he
he said he
does.
cut weight. I thought you said he cut to 200 to 198.
no, but
He
I mean,
made
I would love.
170. He
I
made
would
176
one
on Friday night.
179 3-pound clearance.
All right,
179
so now
on
you're talking
Friday
Yeah.
about
night, bro.
180.
And
And now,
203 the next day.
and what's up with Luke? Should Luke be 165 or is he up higher?
No, I mean he's
Luke
walking
belongs
around 188.
176.
I think
Yeah.
I think that match. I mean,
Looks
I would
pretty
love
close.
to see Austin just stay in the 198s, man. To be honest with you, he looks
Yeah.
strong as shit.
Scott, what's your thoughts, man? Did you get to see Austin Teves versus Luke King? Because I know you pull Luke a lot and all. You know the level he's at.
yeah, I seen it. Yeah,
What's your
I think.
thoughts with
Yeah,
Austin?
I mean, I think Austin's he's definitely a good puller. He could never take my hand. I can guarantee you that.
No, Jesus
But
fucking Christ. He's killing you.
Luke, I don't think Luke. That was a last minute decision. I don't know, Tim. You must have talked him into it somehow, right? Obviously, you
No,
got. Huh?
he literally wrote me the day before and said, "What's the hotel? I'm coming in." I was like, I thought you were not coming. Like he waited
Yeah,
till the last minute. It was such a last minute decision that he's like, "Yo, coming in Saturday morning, leaving Sunday morning." Like I don't think he was here 24 hours.
right. Yeah, because I
Yeah, he
I
does that.
literally,
That's
I
his
went to
thing.
Patterson thinking Luke was going to be at that event,
Yeah.
and I saw on my way up there that he was at the airport going to Arizona. I was like, motherfucker, he was going to take an L either way. You know what I mean? If he was in Patterson, he was going to lose, or if he went to Arizona, he was going to lose. So either way, he was taking an L.
Wow. Well, I got to say, man, shout out to Austin Tevis, man,
What
because
are you playing,
I
Luke?
really wasn't expecting that at all, bro. He's only in like 2 years in the sport, and to be beating guys with like Luke Kent's caliber, it says a lot about the kid, man. Definitely doing big things. Can't wait to see what he's got coming up next.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's drug free too.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Next match I want to bring up, man, is Matt Mask versus Brad Grundy. Travis, what's your thoughts on this? I know you know Brad pretty well. Do you think he has a shot?
Yeah, I think that.
Mask?
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Brad. I think he's a rising star, bad dude. He's got a good chance. But you know what, man? This Matt Mass, I mean, this fucking stem cells might have really helped Matt Mass. Because, I mean, even him going through Derek like that was kind of impressive. I mean, like, Matt's always been good, but Matt's a good 220 guy. Like, Matt's, for him to knife through there, and there's a chance that he is healed up. So if he's healed up, he has a better chance. Because I feel like the trajectory before Matt's last 2 wins was that Brad was going to be able to handle that because Brad's on this upward. So I don't know. It's to me, it's 50-50. And, Matt could kill him, which would definitely make me think that Matt is fucking different, finally healed up and in good shape. And then if Brad wins, it's just another example of, that dude's going to be a problem, for years to come.
Also, see Cody Merritt's got a match on there against Falgren. What's up with that, man? Is that right hand or left hand?
Left-handed.
Left-handed, yeah.
Left-handed.
Cody, remember, Cody's just getting over a back surgery. So he's definitely not 100%. He actually lost to Artem at the Nevada State Championships just a couple weeks ago. And he took a loss to Tom Nelson as well. So he's definitely still in the recovery stages.
Oh man, if he lost to Tom Nelson, he must be fucking terrible right now. Jeez.
No,
Hey,
he
he
knocked
lost
you
to
the fuck
he lost to
out.
Artem.
Yeah,
Artem was in Hawthorne.
yeah. I mean, don't tell anybody, but yeah.
Wow. Huh. Going under the radar over there.
Not my Artem, not my Artem.
Yeah, that's
No, not that. Not the
No,
Russian spy.
it's
No.
that it's that Ukrainian beast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He's,
Yeah.
Artem
he's
with a C. Artem with a C.
Armenian. No, we're talking about the same guy that's got the suspension. Artem.
Arson. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Arson. My bad. Yeah,
Not
you're right.
Arson,
Arson.
guys. Yeah.
Arson, Artems, whatever, same thing.
Well, yeah, but he can't. Who's going to beat that guy? He's all juiced up.
Who, Artem?
That was a good one.
Quick witted. The boy's quick. The boy's quick.
I want to ask God, James English or Auden Lorette? And have you got the poll, James, yet? Because you're right in his area.
James who?
James English, the bodybuilder, man. Making big waves in the wrestling community.
Yeah, I don't I'm not sure. I mean Odom, right? Autumn?
Autumn.
He's fucking with us right now. He's just got wind sarcasm.
I mean, these guys are new to the sport, right? I mean, they got a super
Man, I
match.
think his dad just started too. I think he's got a name like Devin or Davin or something.
It's like the
Scott,
edibles kick in every time you
Scott
ask
Wynn,
me a
are you
question.
coming? Are you coming to Florida? Is anybody coming to this tournament in Florida?
What date? What's the date?
I'm head reffing it.
June 15th.
No, actually,
Tim's a ref. Dude. Travis, you better be nice to Tim right now, bro.
Hey, I ain't got no
He'll be
problem
your
with Tim. Tim knows what's up.
I'm pretty sure it's me and Oleg's reffing it.
Tim, who's gonna win, man, between Travis and Derek?
The ref.
Ah, okay. I tried getting that one. So I want to also make mention, Travis, you got another one going on in August, right? Is it or July? In July, you're going to be back in East versus West in Turkey, and you got your hands full that day against Sergey Kolenchko. So tell me, how are you going to deal with that?
You know what? It's funny. I don't know. I watched the matches with him and Matt Mask, and I'm not impressed. And I watched with him and Chance. I'm not impressed. I watched him and Dave pull left hand. I'm not impressed. And then I started thinking about I couldn't beat any of them fucking guys fucking 6 months ago. So I don't know. It could be bad. I'm a little concerned about my right pec holding up. But besides that, I mean, my right arm is so coordinated. It's even more coordinated than my left. So I feel like my hand positioning is going to be awkward for him. I'm gonna false start. I'm gonna have a very bad connection, which usually forces him to have a weird connection. How he handles that, we'll see. I don't know if he's top 10 in the world or if he's top 20. If he's top 10, it'll probably be harder. If he's the top 20, then maybe I can sleep through there. Because I think when I look at that top 10 list, it looks pretty nasty right-handed. So you're really not a bad arm wrestler if you're between 10 and 15. So hopefully I am in that number. And if not, then it's going to be a lot. It's going to be, I mean, listen, my right arm getting all the way to the top doesn't seem like as easy a route as the left-handed. I can actually see the finish line left-handed. Whether it's an illusion or not, I'm not 100% sure, but at least I see something. Right-handed.
Yeah, you suck right-handed. We know that.
The right-handed thing, there's a lot of peaks and valleys there, so I really can't see it.
Are you pulling Derek left or right? Who you pulling left? Who you pulling right at what times?
I'm pulling Derek left-handed on
Derek Smith, he's pulling
and right-handed in Istanbul, and then left-handed again in Orlando.
Okay, so with the Kolenchko, this is your first match right hand since the 2019 injury against Saban, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
So are you nervous at all because you haven't did any competing with the right?
Yeah, I am. I'm nervous that it clicks and ticks and does something worse. So yeah, that would not be cool at all. But I mean, listen, I've been using it. So whatever happens, happens.
What's the highest
And
caliber
it ain't
puller?
like I'm not gonna Michael Todd to the death if it breaks. No, I'm gonna be very, very cool, calculated. I'm gonna attack it the way that I think is the most efficient manner, and I'm gonna look for very quick wins. You won't see me grinding it out, pushing people down in a hook and shit. None of that's happening. So we'll see how it goes. There's a good chance that I am fucking amazing. Like, as soon as I get there, the stage, it's easy to see that this tidal wave is the tsunami is kind of forming. And then all of a sudden, like, this guy could be close to me and nowhere near me in the same minute. So we'll see.
So how does it feel, going on the big stage again? It's been so long. Do you expect to be rusty at all, or is it like riding a bike for you where you just get on there and you're just like you're in your element and you just get in that zone and the beast is back?
Yeah, the last time I was in Istanbul, I felt the most comfortable walking around and being on the main stage and talking shit to the main guys, and even had my body looking a little different when I was at the press conference. I didn't feel as as just like I didn't belong there on that main stage with those guys. Even Ingen putting me up on the main table, five events ago. I don't know if I necessarily needed to be up there that soon, but it definitely it made me more interested in just being more formidable each time I went back. So the last time I thought the pre-show we do on the main stage, I felt like I had more life, more confidence there. Hopefully I even feel better, come June 6th. And, for me, there's a lot of mental, prepping going on the whole time, right? How I'm acting, how I'm interacting with people, where my confidence level is, where my energy is. Hopefully it's all, and listen, I'm going to fake it anyway if it's not, but I'll know the most. And I've had times where I've had to fake it. And then because I faked it so well, I started getting confidence from that. So wherever it has to come from, we just got to get it. You know what I mean? And then first of all, you have to be willing to go really hard in front of a lot of people. And you're in a vulnerable situation there. And the higher the stage, the better the competitor, the harder the fall. You got more fucking slapdicks acting like you're terrible, and there's so much more media now. You guys will be talking about it, if it doesn't work out well, and you'll be talking about it if it does. So I am very aware of everything. I'm extremely aware of what's needed from me, and whatever it takes to somehow get in that place where, and if it's even needed, it's really crazy because I've really gotten, I've done all this stuff before and then run right over this fucking guy and realize I probably didn't have to do all that stuff. I am so scared right now that I plan on doing all of it. Whether it's the hypnotism, whether it's the positive thinking, whether it's the lack of sex, whatever it fucking takes, I plan on doing it.
Do you think you're going to need the strap?
I would never ever participate without it.
Are you going to be doing commentary too?
Man, we know that.
Fucking sissy.
Say again, Tim.
Are you going to be doing commentary as well, or just Paul?
Yeah, I guess. I'm definitely not doing commentary with the East versus West. Okay. Not in Turkey.
Okay.
And not in Orlando August 10th, but I am doing commentating on the 15th along with Derek. I think that's part of it too. I guess us commentating together before we compete.
So that's just when you go to Turkey, it's just all business. You're not working.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guys in the chat, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. And if you have any questions for Travis, definitely let me know. Travis,
yeah, you better hurry the fuck up because I'm gonna be on here for like 5 more minutes.
I gotta know, man, which match are you more concerned about? Is it the Derek Smith match? Is it the Sergey match? Is it the Camille match? Which one gets you?
Yeah, I think the Camille match is definitely a bad matchup today. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't realize how bad of a matchup it was until Saturday. But there's some, there's definitely some improvement that has to be seen from the arm wrestling world to give me a real chance against him. So I think that if there are pitfalls, that match could change.
Okay. How long?
Which I'm not going to change it. I am totally okay with taking that ass whooping if that's what it's needed.
Yeah, but
However,
if you get these
like
two
that.
wins, man, I got faith in you, bro. And I like the matches that you're taking and all. I think it's a nice progression for you to move up and all. But after seeing Camille and Vitali going at it, seeing how Vitali kind of just went all balls out power wise and just overpowered him and all. Do you think you would be able to do that today to Camille?
No, probably not today. And I don't know. Did you saw some overpowering? I didn't really see that. I saw
because he
I
just
saw a desperate hit that every once in a while he got the connection that he wanted, and sometimes he got to go, but there were often times where he didn't either, and that he was in a fucking match. And even times where Camille gets called for touching, and he also gets called for his elbow off the front. Both of those times, Vitali's right on the edge, if not off the back. Like that was, that just a little more, just a little different, here or there, angle, inch there. That thing could still be going. And from what I saw, there was really no chance of Vitali pinning him after the match was going more than 3 seconds. It had to end in a Camille foul for there to be a restart. There were
what I meant by Vitali overpowering him is because he didn't do like how you were saying, like where he controlled the center and stuffed him. He was going backwards, which isn't really the best way. It's kind of like what you were doing against Jerry the first few times you went against him and suffered those losses, and then you figured out you had to stay forward. So that's what I'm saying. If he would have stayed forward and stuffed him in the center, then that would have been the technical way to beating him. Where Vitali was just going all out power.
Yeah, but I don't know that you can pull like that without losing to a guy like that a few times. Like Vitali probably still, if he arm wrestles Camille tomorrow, he'll still do it the same way. He can't keep pulling the same way and beating that guy. Now, is he smart enough now to know that he has to make some changes? Usually that doesn't occur until there's a loss. So I'm not 100% sure that he wouldn't do it the same way. And then listen, Jerry Caderet loses sometimes when the puller pulls him wrong. You can still win. It just ain't easy. It ain't the most efficient way. So I feel like if I'm going to pull a guy who is committed like that, my mindset changes because of those ass whippings that I took, right? And it's and it's not cool. And listen, even when I knew what I was supposed to do, I was too scared to do it for a while. And then once you finally do it, you're like, damn, why was I so scared? And that's how I feel now about that particular move, and why I feel that if I am strong, that is a harder move to employ on me now than it was.
After seeing Vitali, how he handled the press left hand against Camille, how do you think a right hand match, Jerry Caderet versus Vitali, ends?
Oh, I think that it showed us that Jerry has a real opportunity, and maybe makes a less mistake than Camille because Camille, he lost one match on fouls. And if I'm not mistaken, he lost the last match on foul. So that is something Jerry has managed to stay away from, right? Jerry's opponent will foul out, but Jerry doesn't necessarily foul out much. So yeah, I think that Jerry's got to be real excited about knowing that Vitali doesn't quite yet have it in his arsenal. And if I'm Vitali, he has to know what that felt like.
Yeah.
So he may want to do some soul searching.
He may want to do
some soul searching as well. Because they tell you, it's amazing the mental battle that it was. It's like, Travis, listen, you're going to pull this guy with back pressure without moving your shoulders back. And the only way to do that was to back my table up against this pull-up rig that had a bar that was right at my shoulder blades so that I couldn't come back any. I would hit the thing.
And what he's talking about, guys, if you don't know, is he goes in a squat rack and he puts in a barbell right behind him, and he has his back up against it, and he pulls the table right up against him, and that makes it that he can't go backwards at all with his body, because every inch you go backwards, you're giving them an inch forward for his press. So
just watch them. You watch those pressers. Those pressers put their competing shoulder between your hand and your shoulder. And once and all you have to do is move your upper body over to that pin pad, and then it's cinched in. There's nothing you can do except get pushed down. You can hold it as long as you want, but eventually your ass is going down. And if you try to stand up and go side pressure, your elbow will fly off the back. And if you apply back pressure with your elbow dug in the table, you will not have enough side pressure to finish the guy. It's a fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's why you would have to come in with the same move. You'd have to come in with your shoulder and do the exact same thing.
Exactly. And then, and the best way to do that is to never leave there at the beginning. But like I said, it's a lot easier said than done. And it usually, you have to be, really backed into a corner to realize it, that, hey, man, this is a way. And then it becomes pretty devastating for them, because if you pick the angle correctly, they will pin themselves by coming forward and pushing. It's a pretty awesome thing. They just slide down your forearm and they have nowhere to go.
Is that kind of what Hermes did to Jerry that time?
100%. And the only thing is, Hermes was probably going to win that day pulling wrong. You only notice it when it's 50-50. And now this fucking guy who couldn't beat you has got you pulling so much trying to beat him that now he can beat you.
Got a super chat from Brandon Hernandez, $5. He goes, "Wish you the best, Travis." Thank you.
My man, I tell you, man, I know that I'm supposed to be the most hated guy in the world, but I don't know if that people feel sorry for me or not, but the love is crazy. I'm almost not even used to it. So if someone would just call me a prick or a shyster or something, I would appreciate it to get me back on where I like to be portrayed.
The biggest hate I saw online for you, Travis, was when you and Michael Todd did that fake match.
Oh my God, I was there at that
one
one.
that we announced 48 hours before.
$10,000 match.
And people try to tell me that they lost money flying in.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
For the
no one
punch
flew in. No one
Well,
lost.
I got so much hate for that one. I was ready to kill you on that one. You didn't. Oh my God! But I got to say this for everybody. He legit was trying to make that happen. We had guys there offering 10 grand up for the winner and all, and Michael Todd just wasn't hearing it that day. He wanted a lot more, and we weren't expecting him to come back saying he wanted like 20K or whatever. So I'll give him that, Travis. He did try.
All I want to know is the people who thought we were arm wrestling have to be the minority. They just have to be. I mean, why would anybody do that? Anybody in the world? Yeah.
We got another super chat. We got Mike's Workspace for $1.99. He said, if King of Table had the same use as East versus West side pads, Camille likely would have won. Yeah, that could be true.
Can you repeat that? What's it say? Repeat it again.
Yeah, so if East versus West had the same size pads as King of Table, Camille could have won.
So which one?
Yeah, that was King of the Table. That was going to be my question: would you rather pull these matches at King of the Table or East versus West, or do you think it matters?
So what are we saying that we're saying that Vitali's elbow would have been off the back?
Yeah, so the pin pads are bigger at King of the Table, and it's running fouls. It's like
are they bigger at King of Table? I thought East versus West added the extra room on them. It wasn't. I thought East West was the one that added a 1/4 inch on each side of the table of the pad. Am I wrong with that? Because I remember Engen adding that at the beginning. It was right around East versus West 3 or 4.
On the pin pad?
Yeah. No, not on the pin pad. On the elbow pads.
You made them bigger?
A quarter inch on each side, I believe.
What a fruitcake. Unbelievable.
Guys in the chat, if you guys remember that, let me know. I'm pretty sure on that one.
So you're saying if Camille would have had that extra space, he would have won?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen, all I'm telling you is that shit was close. That shit was close. And, both of them bad dudes, but that was close. I think with Camille had a little more patience, a little more experience, he probably wins that.
Well, would you rather have the running fouls or the normal fouls at East versus West? Would you rather have the Arm Wars rules or
fouls? I have no problem. I mean, what I have a problem with is stopping the match. Do not stop the fucking match. Just let's treat the ready goes very preciously. And once the motherfucker says go, you have to lose in order for this thing to be over. You can't, you can't have the floating elbow foul getting you a restart. It's fucking crazy.
Gotcha. So,
hey, Paul, real quick. Whatever happened with you and Egan? Like, what was the deal? Like, I never heard, like, what was the final say?
So the beef that me and Engen had is I didn't know there was a problem. And I guess because I had Mazarenko on my channel and Engen told the person that he had call, I'm just gonna say right now, he had Devin Lorette call me and tell me that that Levon interview was canceled. And I said, wait, what, bro? Like, how did you even know about that? And he goes, yeah, what did you have a fallout with Engen? And I was like, no, bro. And I looked back at my last text with Engen, and it was 2 weeks before, and it was me asking Engen if he needed help with anything. He said, no, brother, thank you, I appreciate it. And then something happened in between there. Now I find out is I had Igor Mazarenko on my channel, and he decided that I took his league as, I guess I was backing him and supporting him. And I guess by doing that, I'm an enemy of East versus West. So I found out that day when Devin called me up and said that I can't have Levon on my channel because Engen doesn't want it. So I was really taken back, and I was just kind of in shock. And Devin was like, what are you going to go to war with him, man? Like, I would just kind of drop it or whatever. So I didn't say nothing. I dropped it for like 6 months, didn't say nothing, but it was really bothering me. And I started realizing a lot of the East guys that I was really good friends with and always talking with, they stopped answering me back. And, before when I would ask them to come on my channel, it was always no problem. Now they just would stop answering me. So I knew that it was going around that the East guys don't come on my channel. So I finally just broke the silence, and I was like, I got to say something. And, that's when everything came out. And then I hit him up and I tried squashing it, like a man. And, I never even got an answer out of him that he had a problem over the Igor thing. He just says, I understand, brother. I sent him like a 5-page thing and all. And he just, he's running like a dictator, man. It's like, if you don't roll with Engen or see something different, then he's going to have you banned. If you hang out with somebody that he doesn't like and is banned, now you can be banned as well and not even know that. And, he's just throwing his might and power around. And the more that he's getting more powerful, the more he's doing it, and I just finally had enough of it. And I'm not one of them that's going to have strings on me. I don't need the money. I don't give a shit. You're not going to throw money at me and offer me a match to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to tell you what it is, bro. And, I don't truly believe that he's here doing the right thing for arm wrestling right now. Yes, he is got the great top organization, but I also think he's a narcissist that's running around playing like a dictator. And if you don't fall in the line, he's going to ban you. Well, I'm going to say something about that. And if you ban me, oh, well, I really don't give a shit. But, I think a lot of people are getting kind of tired of it. And, that's why we hear bans and all. That's why, Tim, I was like, I wanted to hear what was going on. I understand your situation and it's not the same thing and all. But I just hear bans and I get mad, man, because we've seen this in our world with everything in our world. Everything is banning, censor this and all that. And I just got a beef. And when we come to our fun time, our hobby, our sport, we shouldn't be dealing with the cancel culture and bullshit. So I'm just, I'm gonna voice my opinion when I see something I don't like, and
well, I got some good news for you today.
What's that?
It's between me and you, Paul.
What's that?
Knuckles Up, September 14th.
Nice.
That Sunday, me and you are going to be sitting at the Red Sox Yankees game in Yankee Stadium, bro.
Oh, I'm with that, bro. Oh,
it's going down finally after
100%.
5 years of talking about it. We're doing it.
And finally, bro, I'm on the winning side. My fucking Yankees are murdering me. I finally could talk some shit to you because for the last couple of years, I've been hearing about how Boston beat up on my Yankees, and you guys want to do, but things are changing this year.
Thought I'd shed some light to the show to make some
Hell yeah,
happiness
positive
going
stuff.
on.
Positive stuff.
So one other thing. So speaking of bans, rumor has it that somebody was trying to ban me from refereeing ever again because of the incident that happened with John Dabo. Because I basically responded by punching him. I was told that that was unacceptable, and I also heard that they were trying to keep me from ever refereeing another event because of it. Because I protected myself. I didn't tuck my tail between my legs and lay on the floor and cry wolf. I got up, I responded. Guys were up there helping to restrain him. So apparently after they held him back, that's when I attacked him, and I shouldn't have. So I'm going to say right now, that's fucking ridiculous that anybody that would think that my response to react in self-defense was wrong, even if I'm a referee at an event, that my response was to protect myself is 100% in the right. So for that person, if he's watching, which he's a known referee that's trying to ban me from refereeing and telling people that I shouldn't be allowed to ref their events, you can go fuck yourself. All right. I'll never referee at one of your organizations anyways, and that's fine. So let it be known you can go after yourself, and that's it. End of story. I'll never talk
Wasn't
about
that
it
like
again.
2 weeks after heart surgery too? On top of that,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, not to mention the guy had three incidences before the same type of thing. I mean, he didn't really attack Bill. He just raised his hands up and he got restrained and then he got banned. But that's beside the point. The point is that another referee would be stating that I was out of line and that it's unacceptable that I laid my hands on another athlete after he attacked me. So it is
Matt,
what
what's
it
your
is.
thoughts on that situation, man?
I think that there's a lot of disrespect that goes to referees, especially at the amateur levels where people are volunteering their time. You might have people that are members of your club that are stepping up to just help out, and they're getting abused by the competitors. Like just very simple things like trying to line somebody's hands up, and they're getting shouted at, yelled at. I've had people that I've asked, "Hey, can you run this division of a tournament?" before. They've come back and said, "I'm never refereeing ever again." Like these people are absolutely horrible to me. Like, and you can see it even at the highest levels. Like, where you see a match like, say, Devon, and he's screaming abuse at the referee, like about shoulders and this and that. And it's like, it's an incredibly difficult position to be in as an official. You can see that these guys, they're trying to run the match. They're trying to help you out so you can have a fair start, that everything's legal, and then we get a match. And both competitors want to manipulate that as much as they possibly can. Shoulders, hands, this, elbow, this, false starting, trying to, and it's absolutely insane. I think the pressure that gets put on the officials, especially even if you've got two guys, you've got your head and your down ref, but it's like they might miss a slight elbow foul, and they might, because they're looking at the other elbow at that particular moment in time, and people are coming up with video replays going, "Oh, you've missed." It's like you realize I can only look at one place at one time. Like, I think there's a lot of pressure on the officials. I'm not a big fan of the culture of that, of speaking back to officials and being nasty to them. I think anyone who's doing the high level stuff like Tim and Scott there, hats off to you, because you're willing to stand up and take the abuse and control the match and make sure that everyone does start as fairly as they possibly can.
Yeah, I got to ask you, Matt, because you might not have been in the sport. I was just thinking you might not have even been in the sport when this actually happened, because this was brand new when I got in. I think it was about 4 years now. And John Dabo, I don't know if you know him, he's a puller out of SoCal, And you know, he was a little wild that day at the tournament, and Scott was the referee, and he didn't like one of the calls that Scott did, and he literally just lunged at him and sent them flying into the backdrop, sent them like 10 feet back. And Scott's natural instinct, you could see, man, he didn't even have to think. He just boom, just nailed him right in the face and all. And, you know, it kind of just went down, and everybody kind of grabbed Dabo and pulled him away and all. But I don't know if you've seen that, but it kind of just went viral all over the arm wrestling world, and everybody was
Yeah.
talking about it years ago. So
Yeah,
did
I've
you
seen
get
it.
to see that
Absolutely.
yet? Did you
I've
see?
seen it. Yeah, yeah, I've seen it for sure.
Oh.
And I think it's fair enough. I think that if somebody attacks you, you got the right to defend yourself 100%. And if anyone says, "Oh, you did the wrong thing," it's like, do you know how self-defense laws work? Like, if somebody is literally attacking you, you are allowed to defend yourself with reasonable force. So, yeah,
Tim, you're a
And
referee.
he was upset about the cadence. UAL is don't move, go. He thought it was going to be ready, go, which it was all explained in the beginning when Bill does the rules. So he says ready. He says don't move, go. What the fuck was that? That's what he was complaining about.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, he was wild before that. I remember the whole lead up.
he was out of
You
control.
you guys were fighting, you know, weeks before, and I think he was a little belligerent before that, and you know, so it was like an escalation for that Dabo incident and all. But I want to ask Tim, because we know Tim, you're at that high level of refereeing and all. What would you do in that kind of situation?
I mean, you know, I've been asked that a million times, and it's still the same answer. Nobody really can know what you're going to do unless you've been in that situation. Being a promoter and a referee, I always tell my refs, you know, keep calm, try not to argue. But at the end of the day, it's a natural reaction, and nobody can really know what you would do unless you were actually in that position, right? And it Scott did was it was just a natural reaction. Like, I mean, if I believe if I'm right, Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If that would have been at the other stage, you actually would have fell like fucking 6 feet off of the stage, but you got lucky and got saved. It was at the different place that there was a backdrop there, and
The
so
backdrop,
like
yeah, the backdrop saved me from hitting a concrete wall. Had I hit the
yes,
concrete wall, I wouldn't have gotten up.
you're
No
right.
doubt.
So I mean, it's a natural reaction, guys, and yeah, we always say we need to be, you know, calm, collected as referees and professionals, but at the end of the day, we're all human, and ask yourself, what would you do? You know what I mean? And speaking on Matt a little bit about the referees, I mean, I've refed all the major organizations, man. I couldn't tell you how many emails and text messages of death threats that I've gotten. I mean, I've been literally ran out of a town. I mean, I don't, some days I don't know why I still do it, because it's not worth your life over an arm wrestling match. And it's people don't understand that it happens at the lowest level, it happens at the higher level. But man, when you get into international stuff, you would not believe the kind of shit that you get because their countrymen lost and they thought that you full heartedly made them lose on purpose. You know, I mean, like I've said it since day one, I'd foul out my own mom. I don't care who wins a match. I'm there to get paid to do my job, and I do my job at best of ability, and I'm going home or hanging out with the buddies afterwards. And it's just, people need to cut the bullshit out and realize that it's such a teeny sport, and you're running out some good guys of a teeny sport that make your tournament run. It's not the promoter, it's not the fucking event, it's the fucking refs that get everything going. And I think people really lose sidetrack of that.
Yeah,
Yep. Without the officials, you don't have a game.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I mean,
Every sport is ran by the officials, whether it's, you know what I mean, whether it's tainted or not through gambling, you know what I mean, and changing the momentum. Bottom line is the officials run the game. And without them, there is no game.
let me ask you,
That's it.
Scott, if you could rewind that whole incident again, would you handle it any kind of different?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, that was instinct. You know what I mean? It wasn't, he just didn't fucking touch me, dude. He fucking shoved me with his full body force.
Hey,
It
Scott, listen,
wasn't,
I'm not taking no side. I would have did the same exact thing, brother. I just wanted to hear
no,
from you.
I know. No, I've heard the comments of people saying that he was being held when I hit him. and he wasn't being held. He was coming at me as I got up, and Roman's instinct, he knew John was fucking acting belligerent all day. He was in my face like at least a dozen times, telling me to shake his hand or he was going to kick my ass. He told Chris Collins that he was going to punch me. And Chris told me, watch out for his left hook. And I was like, oh, okay, I ain't tripping. And we didn't have a run in. He was upset because of some shit that happened just prior, a week prior, that him and I were going to ride up to the event together. Some shit went down where I said, you know what, John, I don't agree with your thought process, and we're not going to the event together. So he had to drive himself up there. So while he was up there, he was upset, kept saying he was going to kick my ass, kept saying, shake my hand, or I'm going to kick your ass. He was mocking me right there as I'm refereeing, videotaping me while I'm refereeing, and I didn't let any of that get to me. Nothing got to me until he spit on my lip from the wad of dip he put in his mouth. He spit on my lip. And I said, that's it, Bill. Get him out of here. And Bill knew too. Bill knew that this dude was a fucking loose cannon. And he went off and he got what was coming to him. Had those guys not been there to break it up, he would have got the shit kicked out of him. Plain and simple. And deserved it without a doubt. Okay? Ron Bath was there to calm him down. Ron wasn't choking him. Ron wasn't trying to hurt him. Ron was trying to psychologically calm the man down. That's it. And the dude started bawling his eyes out. He fucking threatened the bartender on his way out. Then he went into the street, was threatening people out in the street, wanting to fight everybody that he saw. He was out of control. His adrenaline, whatever was in his system, it all came out and he lost his composure. Now, he came up to me at midnight, at the end of the night. He apologized, said he was sorry for what he did. And I don't really hold grudges. And I like John a lot. I think he's very entertaining and he's funny. So I had no problem forgiving him. I ended up walking away from the incident without a broken back or a herniated disc in my neck. Like Eric Wolf likes to talk about the event that took place in Bakersfield, where the referee shoved me from behind downstairs. Now, I'll admit, I am a verbal athlete. If I get rubbed the wrong way by a referee or he doesn't call an elbow foul that everybody in the audience seen, but they didn't see, I'm saying something. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but as an official, do your job. And I get it. We make mistakes, but realize that sometimes when you don't see things that you see, it's going to be seen on video. Other people are going to see it. So just know that. You know, I'll take criticism. If somebody thinks I suck as a ref, tell me. I've been told maybe three times that they had a problem with my refereeing to my face. Other than that, I don't know anything else that's been said negatively. To other referees, like, I like your refereeing better than Tim's refereeing, or vice versa. You know, Reza's a better referee than you. I like the way he referees. That's all fine and dandy. I'm up there to do one thing. I'm trying to set up a fair match between two competitors the best I can and run the match. That's it. That's my job. Period.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in there, we're not talking shit on John Dabo. We all love John Dabo. We know the craziness he brings. Very entertaining arm wrestler. And, we know you were 100% in the right, because if you remember in context, John was going through some things that month before. I remember seeing a video of him live, locked himself in a hotel room, and the cops are banging on the door, and we all got to live for like 2 hours of John asking us if he should open the door or not. And, so John was on one of his wild, monthly runs and all. So, we love John, so we're not trying to talk shit on him. Scott, John shook hands at the end of the night. I remember that you guys made a post and made sure everything was good and all. So we don't want anybody talking shit about him. But whoever the ref is that's trying to get Scott banned, Scott definitely doesn't need banned to be banned from our sport. He's a great referee. He's been in our sport over 30 years now. So definitely don't need that happening. I got to catch up on one of the super chats from Michael Workspace for $1.99. He says, Engen confirmed future King of Table will use the East versus West pads. Thank you for that. And Mike, which ones are bigger? Was it the East versus West? Did Engen make them longer? I believe it was a 1/4 inch on each side. If you can just verify that for me, I would appreciate that. And is there anything else you guys would like to bring up before we call it a night?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about uniting the sport.
Yes.
Right.
What do we want to
So there's been a lot of talk, a lot of controversy, a lot of talk about uniting the sport. Okay, so a lot of you guys know I started the United Arm Wrestling League back in 2018. I got an LLC for it to make it all legit. COVID hit, a lot of things have taken place since then. Basically, the United Arm Wrestling League is a league that members join with the membership money that's paid in. That money is used for other organizations to give them payouts at their organized tournament, meaning they use certified refs and they use the standard rules, whether they're WAF, IFA, or somewhere along those lines of the same type of rules. It's to help out the sport as a pullers union, if you want to call it. It's not a union. It's a membership to a league that puts the money back in the pullers' pockets. The bigger it gets, the more recognized we are as a sport. We get 3,000 members and we go to a sponsor and said, hey, yeah, we got 3,000 members to this league for arm wrestling. They're going to look at it like, wow, that's pretty genuine. That's impressive. Yeah, we'd like to sponsor that event. Right now, we got 300 promoters trying to do their own things. Some of these promoters are doing some amazing stuff. Some are doing stuff that we've done in the past. $100 buy-in for round robins, $100 buy-in for nationals. The thing is, that's what's raising the money for payouts. Why don't we do that with the membership league that we all join together, and we use that money for payouts, for the biggest events, for the best venues? We reward the promoters by giving them prize money that increases their entry fees that they keep. They keep their entry fees. If Australia does the same thing, they keep the money in Australia. So if Sweden does the same thing, they keep the money in Sweden. We as members can go to those events and win the money, only as members. So here in the U.S., if we give Bill Collins, say, at the UAL in August in Anaheim, we give him $500 per weight class and then place it down to third place. You have to be a member to win that money. If you're not a member, you can't win that money. If you're not a member and you want to try to win that money, you're going to pay a much higher entry fee, like a Travis Bagent tournament. You pay $100, you win $100. Guys do it. They're like, okay, so I can pay $100, but I can arm wrestle in unlimited weight classes. So now I can go 4 weight classes. I can win $400 for my $100 entry. So guys do it. They're not cheap. Bob Brown, first thing Bob said when I told him about this idea, and most of the guys say this, they said arm wrestlers are too cheap to do this. But it's not true. They're paying $100 to enter one tournament, a round robin. I'm paying $100 to be in a nationals to win $1,200. But that's the only way we're winning money. So why not bond together, all of us, join a membership league? We'll use that money for payouts all throughout the year. If we get 5,000 members at $120 a year, that's $10 a month, we come up with $1.2 million for payouts. That's $50,000 per tournament. If you can win $3,000 in a month, if you won your weight class, and if you won right and left-handed, you win $6,000 in a month, you might be able to make a living. I mean, I know guys that don't make that much a month. I know guys that make a lot more than that a month. But
Let me
that's
ask, since we have one of the main promoters on right now, I think this would be something great to throw by Tim right now. Tim, after hearing this, what's your thoughts on having a unified league with a membership?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Scott about this for years now. I think it's a great idea. I think, and I've expressed this to him. There's a lot of things that would have to be in play, right? A board of directors, a couple other things, and I don't know if I've ever asked you this, Scott. So I'll ask now. With how many promoters there are nowadays, how do you determine, and how many events there are? Right, some 5 a weekend. How do you determine which events get paid money at?
I think three things. The venue, you know what I mean? We're not looking to have events at bars. We're looking for convention centers, hotels that have banquet rooms, nice venues, as you know. A nice venue is looks professional. And then speaking of banquets, we need to have a banquet every year, which the membership would support paying for a banquet where, let's say, after the nationals, we all go back to our rooms, we clean up, we come back dressed up, we have an open bar, food, that's all part of the membership league. And then you get the awards. We present all the winners of the nationals. We present a referee of the year, arm wrestler of the year, rookie of the year, match of the year, a blooper reel, a real like event of a banquet that makes this a professional sport, like all professional sports do this. Now, as far as qualifying the event, they gotta use certified referees. They got to use standard rules, like I said, whether it's WAP, IFA, along those rule lines. And then they also got to be able to sanction their event, meaning that.
So, well, let me ask you before we get going further. So, like, perfect example I would have for me as a promoter, this past weekend between my event, Michigan State's and Patterson.
Which one would I pick?
Yeah, and how would you pick it though? I mean, for me, I mean, those are high quality events.
Right. I mean, Patterson, I wouldn't pick that event just because it's an outdoor, it's more of a fair atmosphere, carnival type of atmosphere, even though
Okay.
they really gave them a really nice stage and setup. Your event was prestigious. I like the setup you had there, but and the Michigan State, I think those guys they've been doing outstanding work for years.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be impossible to do both those events,
Okay,
right?
that's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. Yeah.
yeah. So I
So
mean, obviously,
what I want to know is how do we get this all in action? Because just like what Tim said, me and you have talked about this for the last 4 years as well, and you brought it to my attention, and we're trying to get us to get some going. How do we make this get the ball start rolling? Do you go
we
and you find the top organizations and go and get in with them and have them be running the venues? Like, how can we get it going?
well, no, as far as the organizations, like I said, there's a lot of them, right? All we're asking from an organization is to follow the rules. Use certified refs, use the standard rules, right? Those are the two main things right there. The
No, but
venue,
what I'm saying, Scott, is how do you get this going? So that we're not just talking about it. How do we actually implement this into action? What is step one for you to get this unified league? Rather than just talking about it, what can you do right now to get it going? Because we got Tim. Tim is one of the top organizations in North America, so maybe there's something we could start getting going with that. Maybe start one of his events, making it as the first unified event.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, I do plan on trying to get Bill to do Anaheim, which is in August, and that's a big tournament. I think it's the US. I'm not sure what he's calling it. I think it's called the US Open. Um, but yeah, if Tim has a good venue, a good tournament, that's one of his biggest tournaments, then absolutely, we're going to look at that event. And if everything's lined up, then we sanctioned it. and we do it. We put that event together. We give them the funding.
So
What
we
we can do.
we got the venues all set. Say we get that now. Now, how do you get that the unified pullers? How do they go and join this membership? You know, how do you
So
orchestrate all that?
right now, what I have is just a Facebook page. I had a website for the last 4 years that I've been paying for monthly. Okay. So Artem Turenko and his clan in Florida badmouthed it. They talked a lot of shit because that's just the way they are. Um, we need to band together and promote it. It's as simple as that. We need to go, okay, look, this is a good idea. Let's see how it works. And like Tim said, we're going to set up a council of members. It's open to anybody that wants to be more, if you want to be more a part of it and invest in it, because the reality is, if you look at UFC, we're trying to do the same thing. We're starting from ground zero. Now, if we become 5,000 members strong yearly, right? Minimal, that's $1.2 million. Okay. We're going to use that money for payouts. We're going to use that money for promotions. Now, when you become a member, you get a hat, a shirt, and a beanie. Okay. Now, if you were to add those three things up, that's about $60 of that $120 membership. Okay. So you're getting half your money back. If you take third place at one event, you've got all your money back right off the bat. So it's
How
not a
many
matter
events
of,
would there be a year? Like, what would be the plan with that? And where would they be? They'd be all over the country. Like,
they'd be all over the United States, correct? So we're not trying to. They'd be the Western, the Central, Eastern. All it'd be spread out. So we're trying to get the biggest events from each organizer, each promoter that they throw. The best event that has the most draw. We want to try to help them out and give them the prize money because that's they already have the venue, they already have the organization. So let's help them. We're not trying to step on anybody's toes here. We're
Yeah,
trying to help promote the
so
sport.
I got a question for you. So like say, you kick this off more, the website, pretend the website's up and running right now like it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And we agreed Washington State Championships was going to be a part of it. And then before I make my flyer, I would have to know how much money is going to be put out, right?
Right.
So then you tell me how much money. So then now, as I'm promoting this, I'm also promoting, hey, in order to win the money, you need to go sign up for this league, right?
Yes.
So what if you put in, I don't know how much money, whatever, 500 per class,
Yeah.
for example, and say I only get like 20 people that sign up and I have 350 entries. And at the tournament, nobody wants to sign up. So then that tournament technically just lost you money because those people that sign up are the only ones that can win it, right?
Yeah, they have to be there. They obviously there would be regulations. So there'd have to be at least 5 guys in that weight class for that money
Okay.
to be
Yeah.
eligible that are members. Right.
Okay.
So
So
that
that would be a part of it, right? There would be like we would have an event page and then the money page, and that money page would say, you have to be a member to be a part of this class or to win this money,
win the money.
and there has to be 5 of you to be a part of it, or the money is void.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
there's a comment in here I want to say. It's from the Schmo. He says, Scott, the first mistake where you had Sal Arun Engen's guy involved in building your UAL website. It's unlocked and unprotected right in the source code. The dude is a scam artist. I don't know. Did you have somebody build a website for you?
Yeah, I didn't have. Yeah, it was done through web.com, and the site's down. So yeah, it doesn't matter what it says because the site's no longer there anymore because there was no reason for me to keep paying out of pocket. It didn't make sense. The website was pretty cool though. So I plan on building another website, not
All right,
through
hold on,
web.com.
Scott, hold on. What I want to do for you right now, bro, is because I understand why you want to come on. You want to promote this unified league that you've been talking about for years. But the
Right.
problem I see, which you're finding, bro, is where to start. You keep saying it, but you got to get the ball rolling. So what has been the resistance? Where are you having a problem getting this off, like the beginning? Like where are you finding resistance?
Well, I mean, originally I had guys sign right up. Paul Lynn, Justin Bishop. We had all the top names sign immediately. They signed up. Okay. But we weren't ready yet. So that's when I went ahead and I said, okay, I'm going to make this legit. So I went ahead and got an LLC. I got a business license. I got a bank account, all this out of my pocket, mind you. Okay. So I did all of this. I told Leonard and Denise, I told Bill Collins, I told Simon Barachilla, I said, and Karen Bean and Frank Bean at the Nationals. I explained to them, listen, let's do this. Let's do a membership league, yada da da. Simon says, yeah, I don't think I want any part of it. Bill says, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I kind of like it. Leonard and Denise were like, yeah, you need to give me more information before I promote it. Karen Bean and Frank Bean said, we did this before with AAA. And I said, yeah, that was long before the internet. It's a whole different ball game now. Now you have the internet. So those are the differences between then and now. What we need to get the ball rolling is I'm going to set up the Facebook page so that you can join on that basically that's the website for now. So I'm gonna set that up so you can do PayPal or some type of payment where you can pay in and join the membership. We need to. I still got to set up the.
This is what we need for this to work. This is me outside looking in. You can't just go and say you're doing this. You need to go and contact these promoters, such as
Yes,
Talmadge,
100%.
such as
Absolutely.
Knuckles Up, such as AWE, AWC. Hit all these people up.
I have.
Get them
Yeah.
on the same page. Get
Right.
Leonard and Denise, Bob Brown. Get them all wanting to do this.
Right.
Once you
Well,
have them
that
in agreement, now on all of their platforms, one day we all can go and we could start putting out posts and start directing people where they could go to sign up if this is something they are interested in. So what I would first do if I was you, I would go and make a nice long detailed post on your Facebook, and I would put exactly what you came on and said today, your dreams of what you want going. This way we have that documented on Facebook. What other platforms you could get it out, get that out there. Then contact these promoters, get a band of them together. Whoever's signed up and says, I'm with it, I want to try it, make a big group on Facebook. Now you got a center place where you guys could all contact each other and talk. Now you pick the actual tournaments that you want to start this off for the year. Maybe it's 2025, or maybe you want to do it for the rest of 2024. But go map all those events out. Now go make that membership page with the exact dates of those tournaments. So now when they pay that $120, they know exactly the list that they could go to get those events and be part of this. I think that would be, people would really take that for real then after seeing that, because now they know exactly where they're competing. Because before you're just saying, join this membership, we're going to eventually get you into these great
no,
events.
no, there was events. There was
Okay.
I had events already scheduled. I had
Well,
Atlanta.
let-
We
let's-
had events. We have Mr. Olympia was to kick this membership league off. Okay. Mr. Olympia was my event, my contact, my event. I brought Marvin in because he brought money to the event. He was sponsorship. He had nothing else to do with the event, but he hijacked the
Scott,
event.
the thing is I remember that I was in Florida at the Olympia and all, but you never let us knew that was going to
I
be.
couldn't.
But
I
Scott,
couldn't
this
get-
is what I'm saying now, bro. I'm telling you, I'm a man that's going to get this going for you, bro, because I understand what you're trying to do and all. So if you could set everything up like that, I will make the noise. I'm good at getting it out there and getting people to hear it. And because I was really close with you, bro, and I didn't know that's what you were trying to do at the Olympia. I was standing right next to you at the Olympia with Travis and Marvin and all them, and had no clue that's where you were trying to start this league off. Let's get it out there. So if you could take the steps that I'm saying, show me that you got these promoters all online and an exact dates of they'll try it at their venues, then I will get this out there to the community, bro. Everybody will know this is going on. And I'm
Well,
sure if
it's-
Tim's about it too, I'm sure he'll do the same, right, Tim?
It's,
Like,
it's in process. It is in process, and that's exactly what's being done. Exactly what you just said. So I'm just putting it out there to let people know. I know we've been talking and chit chatting about it, but the fact is it takes also it takes backing. It takes for people to support it. And the problem is there's a lot of hearsay. And again, like I said, there's guys that are sit there. It's like anything else. They say you can't do it. But this is, dude, I've been in the sport for 40 years. I've watched this roller coaster ride. I've seen it all. The only way it's going to work is if the pullers do it themselves. We're a niche sport that, oh, the only way we can make this work is by joining forces and making it big. That way it's looked at as a unified, organized sport.
But Scott, the
So
one thing that I want to say, bro, is because it sounds great, for everybody to come as one unified sport. But what I've come to realize and why I've stepped back as a promoter is this sport brings a lot of narcissists and a lot of egos. And we are dealing with guys that are normally in life that are not in power situations. And now they come in organization and all of a sudden now they got some power and it gets to their head and they don't like to see competition. And then this is where it all begins, man. It's like a bad ball rolling and people just want power and all. And that's why coming up with one unified thing, a lot of these promoters might say it, but they really don't want that. So it's through the people like you're saying. And I think the way that we just discussed, I think that would be the way to implement it and to actually get the ball rolling. And I'm telling you, man, I will get it out there because I'm with it, bro. I'm tired of hearing you could compete here, but you can't do this, cancel this. I don't like that shit. So I know you've been in this sport 40 years. You've seen, you said it to me, bro. You said you're not doing anything different. There's been guys come with the same ideas that you're doing. And, I kind of was in my own, oh, I got this, I did this on a big stage and, I know how to promote. And, you were right, bro. You were 100% right. So I'm down to try your way out there and, let people know about it. And I'd be the first one to give you my $120 and get my first membership and all. And, I'll help you. Anything I could do, I'm here, bro. So,
yeah, look, it's
Hey,
literally
Scott,
it's a
Scott,
win.
real quick,
It's
Scott. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me on the show. Scott, you know how I feel about it. I'm here to talk more about it. And once you get the ball um, officially on the road, with getting everything, the website, we talk more about logistics of regulations and stuff. I'll help promote it. You know that we've talked about it. But other than that, I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry, and I appreciate y'all having me.
all
thank you
right,
for
Tim.
coming
Yeah,
on, Tim. And yo, bro, that was an amazing event. AZ States. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Loving it, bro.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
thanks, Tim. It's
So
a win-win situation for everybody, literally. There's no negative part about it. If you're a small-time promoter, if it makes arm wrestling bigger, then that's a win. You can still have your backyard, your garage events. That's just going to be minor league. We're talking about major league. We're talking about making it professional to where you can win money on a regular basis.
and the
That's
other
the
thing is
intent.
that the promoters that got to understand it's not another organization competing with. It's somebody that's coming to help enhance your organization, get more people at your tournaments. So it's not. I don't want promoters looking at you as another competition piece coming in there, more
Right,
as somebody that's trying to unify everybody. And that's what
right.
I like to see, man, because that's what we need more of. So, Scott, I got your back, brother. If you could get that ball rolling, get those promoters all locked in with the dates on which tournaments they'll try out, I will make the noise. I will get you on the buzz. I will make a lot of noise out there and be some great things.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you
Sounds
for
good.
coming on, Scott. Always
Yep.
appreciate you. Always a welcome on here. You always got an invite for sure.
Right on.
Matt,
Thank you.
anything going on that side of the world before we call it a day that we got to make mention of?
No, we're planning the next AWE event. AWE3 is going to be happening probably September, October. So yeah, we've got a venue, we've got things in motion. So it won't be too far away before we're announcing what we're doing.
I know you can't give me actual details and all, but can I ask a question? Is Rickard going to be on that card?
I think Rickard's going to feature quite heavily on that card for sure.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait to see that, bro. That kid's a phenom for sure. All right, fellas. Let's see the gun show before we call it a night. Hell yeah. And thank you for everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys staying in here. And yeah, we'll be back next week, same time as normal, 9:30 Wednesday night. Check out the Arm Wrestling Buzz.